Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin, Jank.
So weird. Hey, Mike Dell, how you doing?
That's a very good Vinnie Barbarino impersonation.
Yep,
Because
micro impression.
you told me you have never rarely seen Welcome Back, Kotter. And then before the show, you were telling me you watched a few clips. So you're telling me from watching a few clips, you already mastered Vinnie Barbarino?
Well, I have seen John Travolta and other things over the years, so at least I'm familiar with his voice. Unlike
All
the
right,
rest of
fair
these
enough.
clowns.
But yes, today we are going to read Welcome Back, Kotter, issue 2
Yeah.
from January of 1977, based on the hit ABC TV show Welcome Back, Kotter, of the same title. So wow, this is probably why they don't do comic books based on sitcoms a lot. But
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily translate the best, I guess.
no,
Um,
it's not.
Although I don't know, the jokes in here were probably better than the ones I'd seen on the show and
See,
the clips I saw. So I
see,
gotta
I
give it
wanna
that.
see, I wanna fight you right now because you said that.
Yeah,
TV
sadly,
shows.
I tried looking for like actual episodes of the show, and I really couldn't find any. So I tried Just Watch. They didn't have anything for me, so I was just like, all right, I'll go to the YouTubes. And even there, it's just like you can find like minute long clips. That's about it.
Yeah, it's a classic television show. It is an all-timer.
Yeah,
Welcome back. Once again, Jake, let me remind you, I am a TV scholar. I'm looking at the diploma on my wall right now.
that's right.
TV scholar. And yeah,
Yeah, it's
Welcome Back,
really
Kotter
paying
was
off
a
these
favorite.
days.
Yes. I don't even know what that means. All right, so anyway.
I mean, you're raking in the money based off of
Oh
your
yeah,
TV scholar
obviously.
degree.
Obviously. Yes, yes, yes. So anyway, before we get to Welcome Back, Kotter, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Jank, we checked right before the show and we're up to 405 subscribers.
Holy hell. We might actually get there and make you watch or make you read Dark Knight Returns sometime this century.
Yes, the
Might
goal is
happen.
if we get to 500, I told Jank I'd read The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be a fantastic month. Only it ever happens.
Yeah, I don't think so. It'd be kind of sad. I'm gonna read Dark Knight Returns. But so that we got that going on, and then also I have a book out there called Monkey Flip. And Jank, I don't know if you're aware of this because I know you study my author newsletter religiously. You always break it
Yes.
down,
I print them
and I
out and
said,
put them on my walls.
yeah.
Got like a
But
cork board connecting them all
you may
together.
have missed it in last week's edition. But Monkey Flip won a silver medal in the Reader's Favorite awards.
I saw
So,
that on the Facebook and of course in
oh, that's Facebook. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, in
You
the
don't read
newsletter,
the
of course.
newsletter at all. You don't read the newsletter at all.
Shh, it's a secret.
Shameful. So anyway, yeah. So go read Monkey Flip. It's an award winner. All right. So Welcome Back, Kotter. I'm sure Welcome Back, Kotter won lots of awards. Yeah.
Yeah. It won the clearly the longest running sitcom. It was so good it only lasted, what, 3 seasons?
4 seasons. Four
Oh,
seasons.
okay.
Yeah. On ABC, it aired. It was the normal night was Thursday nights on ABC. Until the fourth season, they moved it, I think, to Mondays because they had to make room in the schedule for Mork and Mindy.
Oh, that'll
Yeah.
do it. Robin Williams takes up a
But,
lot of room.
yeah, Welcome Back, Kotter from 1975 to 1979. All told, we got 95 episodes. And the show, of course, starred Gabe Kaplan as Gabe Kotter,
Real
who,
stretch.
yeah, I always like when guys have the same first name. Like Tony Danza was
Yeah.
always Tony in all shows.
Tony Danza, I think in everything he's ever played, he had to be named Tony.
Yeah. So yeah, Gabe Cotter, he went to James Buchanan High, and he was in a group of like kids called this nicknamed the Sweathogs by
Hmm.
their social studies teacher, Mr. Woodman. And now all these years later, Gabe Cotter is back as a teacher, and he is now teaching social studies to the Sweathogs, the remedial class of delinquents.
Oh,
And
sweet irony.
the vice principal, Mr. Woodman, his former
Oh,
social studies teacher. So yeah, see, full circle,
what a
all
twisty
full
world
circle.
it is.
And of course, the Sweat Hogs, their unofficial official leader was Vinnie Barbarino, as played by John Travolta.
Yeah, who was not at all trying to rip off Fonzie. Not at
Uh,
all.
it really wasn't. He was totally different than Fonzie, actually. Uh, but yeah, he's an Italian American fella who is really good with the ladies. So that's similar to Fonzie.
Yeah, so
But
far, check, check.
he's also really dumb. So that's not similar to Fonzie
Yeah,
at
I guess
all.
Fonzie was not that dumb.
No, Fonzie was not dumb. No, no, no. But and he had a lot of catchphrases.
Yeah,
Jenk,
like much like Fonzie.
give us one of your little micro impressions again of what you said at the top of the show.
So weird.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, he also would say, "Up your nose with a rubber hose." That was a big
Ah,
one.
my dad quoted that a lot when I was a kid.
Your dad has good taste, and he would he would sing his name. What was the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann, that song? But
Oh yeah,
he would sing Barbarino, yeah, like that. So he'd sing his, yeah. It was very
yeah,
entertaining, very entertaining.
sure. That's the height of comedy. Letterkenny be damned. It got no better than Welcome Back, Cotter.
And then we got Freddie Boom Boom Washington, played by Lawrence Jacobs, and he was a star basketball player, at least until his grades got in the way, and he almost had to quit the team. Gabe
Oh,
Cot Gabe Kotter had to sit him down and have a talk with him. So, got to hit the books a little bit here, buddy. But yeah,
and then
Freddie
they
Boom
go
Boom
outside and have a
Washington.
catch afterwards.
Yeah, and do you know why they called him Boom Boom?
Because he could make explosives that would go off in a couple of seconds out of his hands,
No,
and he was a
that's a
mall
st
girl.
that's a comic book reference. No, Freddie Boom Boom Washington, because for some reason he liked to imitate that he would be playing the bass and he would just go boom 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 boom. So yeah, there you go. So they
All
called him
right,
Freddie Boom Boom Washington, and
I get it.
he was famous for saying hi there. Yeah, that was one of his phrases.
Wow,
Hi
what a
there.
dynamite catchphrase. Who could have come up with that, Jim?
And, then he would also say, Mr. Kotter.
Ah,
That's the way he was.
yes, I
Hey,
heard
Mr.
that.
Kotter. Yeah. All right, then we have who we got Epstein, played by Robert
Yeah, he's the big
Hedges.
focus of this issue.
Yeah, he's a Puerto Rican Jew, comes from a big family, and he's also here's my one problem with Epstein because when the show
All I know is
starts,
that Epstein did not hang himself, no matter what the media tries to tell you.
different Epstein, not related. Although I could do a whole other show on that guy if you want sometime. But
Yeah, that'll be the after show,
uh,
flea market after hours.
this Epstein, this he was voted like the toughest guy in the school, most likely to take a life and all that kind of stuff. But so when the show started, he was like really, he seemed tough, he seemed cool. But then by like I swear by like episode 6, he lost the fight to one of the smart nerdy guys in the school.
Oh no.
And it's like, how can I take
So
him
it was all
seriously?
bullshit.
Yeah, how can I take him seriously? But he was also famous for whenever he had an excuse, he didn't do his homework or whatever, he'd go, "Hey, Mr. Cotter, I got a note," and he'd hand him a note, and it would always say like, "Please excuse Juan from his homework or whatever, blah blah blah." Signed, Epstein's mother. So there you go. That's comedy gold. And then
Yeah.
we have Horschack, played by Ron Palillo, and he had the really annoying laugh. It was a very sick. I'm not going to do it now. I'll probably
Save
hurt
it
a
for
rib.
later in the show.
It was a very odd laugh, and he is a nerdy little fella and very awkward and everything. And he said his name Horschack. It meant the cattle are dying. That's Horschack. So, I don't know. But so there you go. They're the main sweat hogs. And he also
Yeah.
had Rosalie, Hotsy Totsy. Rosalie. She was on there season
Mm.
one, and then season two, she left to go be on a TV show called Mary Hartman, which was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about that
That was
one.
great. Yeah.
So nice they named it twice.
And then season four. Season one when Welcome Back Kotter came out, it was a big hit. I think it finished 18th in the ratings, and that's a good solid hit back then. Like back then, the 18th rated show overall, they were getting like 22 million people a week.
Holy hell.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
It's because there
whole
were only
different
probably
era.
20 shows total. So,
No, there was like about 80 some. Yeah, back then.
oh, okay.
So
That's not too bad then.
season two, they actually went up to 13th overall. Season three, I think they dropped to like 26th, but still a good solid hit, you know. And then after season three, a lot of the normal show writers they all left, and Gabe Kaplan was having a contract dispute with the network and the producers there.
Uh-oh.
Yep, and
Hard to have Welcome Back Cotter without Cotter.
yeah, and he thought they needed to. He said because all the actors are obviously in their mid to late 20s, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So his contention was it's no longer believable that they're high school students. We should change this somehow. So he
You
proposed.
kind of have to because after like 4 years, there's no conceivable way they should be in high school unless they're that bad that they keep getting held back every
Well,
year.
yeah,
But
they are the remedial Sweathogs, so yeah, they
yeah,
can.
yeah. But
But
still.
he suggested he becomes a teacher then at a community college, and they go to the
Mm.
college. But the
Yep.
network didn't want to do that. So in season
Little did
four,
they know that ABC would go for that much later when Mr. Feeney was the teacher on Boy Meets World every year from junior
uh,
high through college somehow.
yeah, I have no idea. See, I'm a TV scholar, but I never watched Boy Meets World for any
Yeah, you're
reason.
missing out. Now that's comedy.
But so in season four, Gabe Kaplan was only in like 10 or so episodes. And there's like 20, there's a different number of episodes every season, but usually around 22, 23.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
less than half of the episodes. And also Barbarino at that time had kind of left the show as well. He was only in about 10 episodes.
Ooh.
He left the high school, like he got a job as an orderly in a hospital. And but of course, in real life, he was becoming a big movie star.
Yeah, he's huge.
Barbarino, yeah,
Yeah,
because he
height of
had
his
already done like
powers.
Saturday Night Fever and Grease, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so season four, they brought in this Southern kid, Bo De La Bar, and
That's a terrible name already. I don't like it.
he's a big, handsome Southern guy. So he was like a ladies' man, like Vinny, but you know he's Southern, and he
Mm.
was because they wanted to appeal to the Southern market, because they thought down south they thought the show was too New York centric, so they wanted to appeal to the Southern market. And
Oh, geez.
also, so Gabe Kaplan, since he wasn't on the show, they said he got bumped up. Mr. Woodman became the full principal. We never saw the other principal. They would make reference to him in the first three seasons, but we never saw him. So that guy moved on. I think he became the warden of a maximum security prison or something. And then Mr. Woodman became principal, and then Gabe Kotter became the vice principal.
Okay.
And then,
So who was teaching the class then?
well, sometimes Mr. Woodman would teach the class because even
Oh.
though he was the principal, he was a former teacher. So yeah, he would step in and do it. And then also, Gabe was married to Julie, his wife, and they had two twin girls, or two twins. I can't remember if they're both girls or not. They had two babies, two twins there. That's usually how many twins there are, too. You rarely have four twins. There's two twins. And I think that they thought that would be a way to boost the ratings as well, having babies. Yeah, that didn't work. So anyway, in season four, Julie became a secretary at the school. And sometimes she was a substitute teacher who would teach the Sweat Dogs.
Oh, okay. So she was still wanted to be on the show, even if Gabe was off doing something else.
Yeah. So as you can tell, season four was terrible, and
Yeah, that sounds brutal.
it
Anytime you
tanked in the
keep trying to,
ratings.
yeah, you try to rearrange the show to fit people's contracts, yeah, that becomes a problem.
Yeah, Gabe Kotter knew, or Kaplan knew it was over, so he didn't
Yeah.
really care. But so yeah, they kept it on that poor season. It dropped all the way to 78th in the Nielsen ratings.
Oof.
But even then, at 78, they still had like 18, 19 million viewers a week, which would be like far and away the top rated show today. It'd be like
Yeah.
a runaway hit today. But
Yeah.
back then, it's terrible. So yeah, it ended after 4 seasons, and then this DC here, this comic book we're doing today, it started in 19. It's I think issue one came out in November of '76, and it lasted 10 issues.
Another runaway hit.
Yes, I have no idea how it stayed around for 10 issues.
Yeah. I wonder if there's more of these out there. Like, are there other sitcoms that got comic books?
Well, I looked into this, and back in like the 50s and stuff, they had the Adventures of Bob Hope and the Adventures of Martin and Lewis,
Okay.
stuff like that. And then there was a comic book, Jackie Gleason's The Honeymooners had a comic book, and My Beloved Dobie Gillis, The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis had a comic.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but we can't do it on the show because it was in the
Yeah,
1960s.
too old.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I've been aware of this for a long time, but so we couldn't do that. But that ended in 1964, and then Welcome Back, Kotter was the first sitcom-based show since Dobie Gillis.
Huh.
So
And probably the last, because they're like,
yes,
no way. 10 issues.
who
What
would
are we
imagine?
bothering?
There you go. Also, the theme song for Welcome Back, Kotter is also a cultural phenomenon. It was the number one hit in 1976. It topped the charts, and it was sung by John Sebastian, who had been the lead singer of the Lovin' Spoonful.
Oh, okay. Heard of them.
Yeah, there you go. Now the creators here, I don't know I didn't want to do too much research on them because I didn't want to mar their good names that they were a part of this.
Didn't want this to be a Columbo situation where it takes away all the good, you know, good feeling you have for
Yeah.
it.
So the writer is Elliot S. Maggin, and he was born in 1950. He had 246 writing credits at DC. He did stuff at Marvel too, but at DC he actually wrote Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern. So he was put on the big books. And he did the first 2 issues of Welcome Back, Kotter, and then he said, "I'm done."
This was his swan song right here, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the artist was a fellow named Jack Sparling. He was born in 1916 in Winnipeg, a Canadian fellow, and he had
Oh,
223 penciling credits at DC. He did the first 2 issues of Welcome Back, Kotter as well, and then he was done. So 100,
wow. That's always a good sign when your whole
only
creative
creative
team
team.
leaves
Yeah.
after, yeah, every couple issues.
But this guy, he did a bunch of he did a lot of those Adventures of Bob Hope comics and stuff. So those are the kind of comics he was doing in the 50s and 60s and everything. 'Cause he was
Yeah, he
around a
does a
long
good
time.
job of capturing like real people's, char
Yeah,
features and characteristics.
yeah. Gabe Kaplan looked a lot like Gabe Kaplan in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Vinnie
Barbarino, not as much.
Barbarino. No,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not as
So,
strongest.
and the cover is done by a guy named Bob Oxner, and he had 355 cover credits at DC and 353 penciling credits. And he did a bunch of celebrity tie-ins during the 1960s. Oh, maybe he was the guy that was doing the Adventures of Bob Hope and Martin Lewis. Yeah, maybe I confused the two. The best part, no one cares because you never heard of
Nope.
any of these people. So,
No one's ever gonna look into these.
all right, let's look at the book here. Why don't you describe the cover for us, Jake?
All right. So we got there's not really a corner box so much as just a little box in the corner that says a DC TV comic. And then there's like a little TV screen there with the Welcome Back Cotter gang all coming out of it, I guess. They're kind of busting through the frame a
Yeah.
little bit. And it says, those sensational sweat hogs are at it again. And then
They
you got
spell
Welcome
Sweathogs
Back
as two
Cotter.
words. They,
Oh,
they
is
have
that not
Sweathogs as
right?
2 words. Usually one word, Sweathogs. Yeah.
Then it'd be Sweat Dogs. Sweat Dogs. But yeah, then we got Welcome Back Cotters written on a chalkboard in like big fat chalk lettering. And The classroom is very orange, apparently. And there's a car coming through a wall, like through the door, I guess. Mr. Woodman there, he's driving his car through the door, and a bunch of kids are all standing around. The Sweathogs are all checking it out. And there's Gabe Kaplan being like, all right, who moved Mr. Woodman's parking spot?
Yep.
Yeah. He's apparently riding out of the principal's office there, crushing the
Vice
door.
principal. Vice principal. Yeah. Just the vice
Well, it
principal.
says principal, so I don't know. They put it
Oh,
in the
that's right.
principal's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. I was. You can see the
Maybe they're
picture of
trying to
George
get him in
Washington.
trouble. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, yeah. Kaplan looks good on the cover, and Epstein looks a lot like Epstein, and Woodman looks a lot like Woodman. Barbarino looks nothing like Barbarino.
No, no, he looks like a nice looking lady.
Yeah, and that girl looks like she's in a different comic book. Like it's a
Yeah,
different art style for the
she's in an
girl.
Archie book. Yeah,
Yes, and
or
I don't
maybe
know.
like
I
a
guess that's
60s
supposed to be.
Spider-Man, like she's Gwen Stacy, but with
I guess.
orange hair.
I guess that's supposed to be Hotsy Totsy, but yeah, it doesn't really look like her. All right, so we open it up and we get a not a big splash page, but just a big panel at the top of the page. It says, "Welcome back, Cotter." And here we get the lyrics to the theme song too, written above it. "Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back." This is a dramatic reading of the lyrics.
Yeah,
"The
I like when they
same
do
old
this.
place that you laughed about, where the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and turned around. Welcome back, Cotter." Yeah.
That was beautiful. That reminded me of
Thank
when
you.
like Tom Brokaw would have to do a story about like Two Live Crew or something, be like lyrics to the song "Me So Horny."
Oh, you can also do Tom Brokaw. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I like the insert, the big circular insert of Gabe Kaplan's face in the top left of the panel there.
yeah.
That's pretty great.
He
Uh,
could be Gabe Kaplan or maybe Burt Reynolds.
the perm. So yeah,
Yeah.
Kaplan's trying to teach him there, and he's like, "Hey, the Panama Canal was completed, and wait, why is it I get the feeling that you, my class, are not absolutely fascinated with what I, your teacher, am trying to impart to you?" And then Epstein says, maybe because it's so dull, Cotter." Oh,
Mm,
captures the
no
essence of the show.
respect. Yeah,
So Cotter says he's going to go reach for a piece of chalk out of his desk because he's going to start writing on the board there. And snap, yow! He gets his fingers caught in a mousetrap.
yep.
Practical joke.
Dynamite. Was
But
Epstein always pulling practical jokes on the show as well? Was that his
nope,
thing?
nope.
Okay. Made it up just for this issue. Nice.
Pretty much, yeah. And also in this issue, because next we see Gabe Kaplan at home, and I'm sorry, Gabe Cotter. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And
One and the same.
he's getting into the refrigerator there. He's going to make breakfast for his lovely wife Julie, and he's walking back with a bunch of eggs, and he trips and he like drops all the eggs on the floor. Uh-oh. And she says she wanted her eggs once over lightly, and then he drops them. She says,
Yeah.
"I said lightly, Gabe." Comedy gold. But then later on, he has another little pratfall later on, and like that wasn't a thing. Like his character wasn't clumsy or anything.
Oh,
You know what I
really?
mean?
They're
No.
just rewriting the show. Have they only seen like the
Yes.
pilot or something? They're just like, we'll wing it.
I mean, yeah, like it's so yeah, it's not exactly a faithful adaptation of Welcome Back, Cotter.
Huh. Yeah, that's odd.
So now this, so he's trying to because he broke the eggs. They're just going to have some cereal then for breakfast, and he decides to tell her one of his favorite jokes about his family. Um,
Yeah.
Now this was a recurring bit on the show. It would always be at the
Okay.
end of
They
the
got
show,
one right. That's good.
kind of. It would be at the end of the show. It would always be like the night, the farewell. They come back and he'd tell a little joke. And so what they didn't get right is usually the jokes were funny. And I don't know why this is even a thing. He says, "Hey, did I ever tell you about my Uncle Morris? He was a marksman with the circus. My Aunt Madeline would hold up a watch, and he hit the correct time. He was a man who knew how to shoot the works. That's the joke,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, I honestly don't even understand that one. Like,
Just the works, the watch, and Freddie and
yeah,
shoot the works. But yeah, it's not a joke. What are we doing?
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Like she groans into her cereal, and I can understand. Like, I don't know why she's with this guy. I would be out the door.
So then the very next panel, we just get a cut to her giving a big kiss on the way out the door. And
Yeah. She's like, I'll kiss him. That'll shut him up so he won't tell any more jokes.
yeah, she says, if I'm not here later, it's because I'm having my ear surgically removed, so I won't have to hear your corny jokes in the morning. Yeah.
Good
Then
call.
we see him having a rough time getting to school. He's locked out of the bus, whatever. And he gets to the school, and the sweat hogs are doing sweat hog things. And he's still trying to teach
Yeah.
Epstein and everybody about the Panama Canal.
Mr. Woodman makes a crack. He's like, hey, your sweat hogs are getting out of hand. Since they entered Miss Tushingham in that nude beauty
Oh,
pageant. That prank cost me a real teacher, not a closet sweat hog like you. And
yeah.
Kaplan's just like, but Mr. Woodman, can I help it if Miss Tushingham likes working as a stripper?
I know. That's so
They
weird.
changed the course of that woman's life, apparently.
And so then he's asking them about the Panama Canal, and Epstein asks, "Well, Mr. Cotter, before a ship passes through the canal, it's got to stop at the Henway." And he says, "Henway? What's a Henway?" "Oh, about 2 pounds when it's not laying eggs." Ha 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 ha.
They
Because if it's a one thing high school kids like to do, it's make jokes about hens.
love hen puns. It's their favorite thing.
So Cotter is outraged, and he's like, "That does it, Epstein. You
Your
keep
jokes are even dumber than mine.
you keep clowning around and you'll flunk out of the remedial academics program. And then the next lowest grade, they make you take an afternoon nap. Sounds pretty great
That
to
doesn't
me,
sound like a
actually.
threat. Yeah. I'd take
Sign
that.
me up. Uh, so now we see Epstein and Horschack outside of the school. They're chatting up, and Epstein has a big idea. What's his big idea, Jack?
So I guess he's got a really terrific idea coming over to the main gate. And what we need the lumber for, and ain't this Woodman, Mr. Woodman's car? He's like, yeah, of course it is. The license plate reads MEAN. Who
Yeah,
else could it
mean.
be? Put the lumber on top while I start this piece of history. So yeah, basically they're gonna go to Woodman's office, and apparently the window is all one piece of plate glass that is easily unscrewable from the outside, which is convenient. Uh,
It's
even
a
though most schools I've
gigantic,
ever seen
yeah, it's a
have that,
gigantic like bay window for a vice principal's
yeah.
office.
I think schools always have those ones where they're like segmented and they open in a weird angle that only let
Yeah.
in like some breeze. But nope, this is just one big pane of glass. And so they unscrew it and just take this thing off and then use the wood pieces that they have to create a ramp. And they drive Mr. Woodman's car up through this window right into Mr. Woodman's office there and park it and then put the window back on. And it's
Yep.
like nothing ever happened except Mr. Woodman is going to be in for a shock when he comes to his office later.
Yeah. So Woodman's walking down the hall with Cotter, and he says, "I got to talk to you, Cotter. Get him out." But then he opens his office door and he sees his car. He says, "All right, Cotter, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you later." So Mr. Woodman sneaks in his office, and he's freaking out. He thinks he's hallucinating that his car
Yeah.
is in his office, you know. And he goes over and he touches the car. He's like, "It's solid." "Oh, well, since when are hallucinations solid?" And unless it's no hallucination. Uh-oh. So then Mr. Woodman
Yeah.
does what does
The
he do?
educated educating
Yes.
educator here.
What does he do, Jake?
Well, he decides the only way they could have gotten this car in here was through the door, so obviously it's got to fit through the door. So he decides he's going to drive through the door at full speed into the hallway full of children. And it doesn't really work because he, crashes and it does not fit and it smashes up his car.
Yeah, I don't understand what they were doing. Yeah, the writer here. I don't understand how he thought this would make any sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a dumb move.
yeah. And then Cotter says, "Hey, don't worry, Mr. Woodman. I saw the whole thing. You had the right away." And then Mr. Woodman says something out of his car, like he's grumbling, but they just like the lettering on that. I guess it's intentionally like that because they
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. You don't want to see all the swearing he's
Yeah,
he's giving forth there.
it just looks like
It'll
there's
ruin the comics code.
a mix up at the factory in that word balloon. I need something more. All right, so now we see Gabe back at home with Julie in their apartment, and he's telling her what's going on and how Woodman's really upset at Epstein, and he's probably going to kick him out of school. And he's trying to hang a portrait of Julie's aunt Gertrude,
Yeah,
and he
as you
he
do. Who
and
doesn't
he
just have a random portrait of their aunt?
and he falls off the ladder. Again, he's super clumsy for some reason, and the portrait falls over him, so his head pops out of the portrait where Aunt Gertrude's face should be. So it looks like
Hmm.
Gabe's got boobs.
Yeah, that's comedy right there, Mike Dell.
Yeah, hilarious.
But his girlfriend likes it. She's like, "Oh, that's so much better."
Oh, that is his wife. They are legally married as
Oh,
much as
okay.
his girlfriend. Yeah. His girlfriend is someone else. That's his wife.
It's Vinnie
So,
Barbarino.
also Gabe is like narrating this book. So on the next panel here, in the next page, we get a little narration box with a picture of Gabe in the corner of the narration.
Yeah, just so we
Uh,
know. Yeah, exactly. Who's talking?
Looks very weird too. But when he comes in the homeroom the next day or the classroom there, Epstein put a bucket of water over the door and he gets drenched in water. And he starts yelling
Better
at
than what John
Epstein.
Travolta would have put over the door.
Oh, a bucket of blood? Is that a Carrie reference?
Yeah, yep.
Ah, there you
Sure is.
go. So then Barbarino is trying to tell Cotter, oh, calm down, Cotter. You know, it's just a joke. Don't get so mad. And then when he goes to sit down, Epstein puts some tacks on his chair. And Barbarino's like, yow. And so he wants to start fighting Epstein. And this panel is a train wreck. I have no idea what's going on with Epstein fighting Barbarino. Like, there's so many perspective issues with this panel. I don't know where
Yeah,
to begin.
Barbarino's arm is very long, hammering him from behind his head.
And his head is enormous as well. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So they break up the fight, and then Woodman comes in, and but he's mad, you know, because there's some being so loud and noisy. But then he says, "Hey Epstein, we got a call from home for you at the office. You got to come here." So Epstein goes off to he goes, if his mother's calling him, it's got to be something serious.
Hmm.
So he goes to take the call, and then what do the it is shocking how little Barbarino looks like Barbarino in this book. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he looks like. It's off-putting, whatever he's supposed to be there.
Because Travolta is kind of an easy guy to like caricature because he's got like pretty prominent features. Like he could do the,
Yeah.
you know, so the big chin and everything. But yeah. So anyway, he what Cotter and the Sweathawks come up with a plan to get back at Epstein. What are they going to do, Jake?
Well, they're gonna prank him when he gets back from the office there. So they all apparently Gabe Kaplan must have brought like a trunk full of costumes. That's all I can think of is because now they're all wearing
Well, he
costumes.
yeah, he says they're stored in here. These are the costumes from all the school plays. They're stored in here.
Ah, yes.
So
Yeah, so Gabe Kaplan, he's kind of dressed like a magician, I guess. I don't know. Got like a fake Ford beard and
yeah, kind of
top
like
hat.
he's doing a Groucho Marx impersonation as well.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
he's got no glasses in that first panel, and then all of a sudden he's got glasses. So I don't
yeah.
know.
Um,
Horschack, I think is no, I don't know who that guy playing the Native American guy back there.
yeah,
That's just
some
a
rando.
rando.
Yeah.
Yeah, off-screen extra. Um, and then Boom Boom, he's kind of just like an African with all the bones in his face and stuff.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
racist at all. Don't even think
not
it's
at all.
racist.
Yeah, don't look into that too much. Barbarino's like a criminal. He's got like a classic, hamburglar type
Yes.
burglar's outfit. And Horshack's like a monkey man, which obviously he's your favorite.
Yes. Now, is he eligible for Best Monkey in the Golden Quesadilla Awards?
I don't know. He might be.
Or Golden Flea Awards. I always confuse the awards on our
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
The Golden Flea Awards. Yeah, and then
And
Rosalie.
Hotsy Totsy is like she's a big chicken.
Yeah, I guess that's Rosalie. I don't know. I mean, they never address her by name, do they?
I
It
don't
has to
think
be Rosalie.
so.
Yeah, it has to be her. But anyway. All right. So when Epstein comes back from the office, they're all just looking weird and throwing things at him and stuff. And I don't know, just
Yeah.
these aren't really pranks. They're just chucking books at him and like paper airplanes and
Yeah,
I
this
guess
is just
a
assault. This isn't a prank.
yeah, I guess a makeshift water balloon. It looks like they threw a bag of water at him. I don't know. They just keep throwing things at him. And then he goes, "Hey, I got to go. I got something important to do." And he reaches down to get his books, and boom, there's the mousetrap, and it hits him on the fingers. But he runs out, and he's like, "Hey, get away from me, Cotter! Just stay away from me!" And he goes running, and Cotter's chasing after him. And he's like, "Hey, it was just a little joke, you know." And Epstein says, "Yeah, yeah, a real big laugh, man, because I sure can't. Not while my kid brother's in the hospital dying. Not when he's there because of me." And so now Cotter feels like a real creep for playing all those mean practical jokes on Juan while his little
Yeah.
brother is dying in the hospital.
It
Good Lord, this took a grim turn, this issue.
really did.
And so now, obviously, this whole issue is about Juan Epstein playing pranks and not realizing the consequences of his pranks. And then
Right.
we hear that he's running home to check on his brother, who's in the hospital for something that Juan Epstein, did.
Yep.
Obviously, Jank, Juan played a prank on his little brother that backfired, and his brother got injured somehow and had to go to the hospital. That's clearly what happened, right?
Sure. Yep. That's definitely what they're setting up there.
And then Juan learned the error of his ways and he repented and realized I got to be careful playing pranks now because
Definitely did not just put a bucket of water over the door 5 minutes ago, right before he went to the office, and didn't put tacks in Barbarino's chair while he was sitting there in
yeah,
class worrying about his brother.
but he just found out about his brother. So now he knows not to do that stuff. He learned the error, but that's not what happens at all. Because the
No.
reason his brother's in the explain why his brother got in the hospital.
Yeah, we get that at the very end. I guess it's kind of a prank in that he decided to, jokingly give his brother bad advice to see what would happen. I guess that's the prank.
I
Um,
don't. It didn't seem like a prank. It just seemed like very terrible advice.
yeah, yeah. I think he was doing it to be funny because he's like, this is gonna, he's gonna eat it hard on this one. But so his brother is looking real sad one day when he gets home from school, and he's like, "Hey, what's wrong? Little Sanchez." And he's like, "Oh, I want to get a girlfriend, but I don't know how." And he's like, "Oh, I'll help you." And he's like, "Well, do you have a girlfriend in like a girl in mind? Do you want to be your girlfriend?" And he's like, he points to this woman who's like got to be like 19 years old, and this kid's
Yeah,
probably like
yeah,
11.
yeah, yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, good choice. Yeah, even though she's got a boyfriend over there who's clearly much bigger than you should just go up there, like take her hand and be like, 'All right, baby, come on, you're coming with me. I'm your boyfriend now.'" And he's like, "Yeah, that'll work out great." And his little brother says, "Oh, that's good advice. I'm gonna go do it right now." And then Epstein just kind of pieces out, and he does it. The little brother does it, and this apparently this girl's boyfriend was actually the leader of a gang, a violent street gang.
The
He
kind
does
of
not
violent
take too
street gang
kindly
that
to this.
beat up 10-year-olds if they
Yeah.
get out of line.
If
So
only he was
and they
Gary
beat them
Coleman,
up
he
for
could have run
everything.
away from them. It would have been an
Yeah,
exciting foot
Gary
chase.
Gary Coleman's quick on the foot chase. But yeah, so they just beat the hell out of Epstein's little brother. Like I guess that's a prank. It just seemed like terrible dating advice, you know. But I
Yeah,
guess.
I think he expected, his brother was gonna get, just get made fun of or something. The girl was just like, "What are you doing, you creep?" And that'd be it. But nope, he got the shit beat out of him.
So they go to everyone goes to visit Epstein's brother in the hospital, Cotter and his wife and the Sweathogs, and the Sweathogs have to sneak in for some reason. I'm not sure why exactly. And
Yeah, maybe there's too many visitors. Like sometimes they have limits on that.
um, so they climb in the window, and then the security had seen them climbing in the window, or some Nurse Ratchet. Yep, they actually
Yeah.
called her Nurse Ratchet. And
And Gabe Kaplan was like, well, it couldn't be.
Yeah.
But kind of seems like it is.
So the Sweathogs are hiding under the hospital bed, and they drag him out there. And then she sees Freddie. She seems to be fine with everything until she sees Freddie clear out from the bed and say, "Hi there." And then she starts screaming and just running away.
Yeah.
And so they all get kicked out of the hospital. And then they go back to the school, and that's when Epstein feels and everybody about the true story about why his little brother got beaten up. And so, and then they like Epstein says, "I wasn't half as hard as myself as my mama was. She did a reggae number on my head that the whole block could have danced to, but I learned a good lesson." And what was that, Epstein? When I get hold of Ernie, the guy who beat up his little brother, I ain't going to be very creative, just effective. And everyone's
Yep.
laughing. What? 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 I don't understand. Was that?
Yeah. I guess if he's supposed to be the fighter of the group, I guess that's just his thing.
But
That's his one gimmick.
but shouldn't there be a wordplay like creative and effective? Was that ever used before in the issue? Like, did
No,
some? Yeah, that's what I mean.
no.
Like, if it's a callback to something said earlier, okay, but
Maybe that's in the
yeah,
first issue.
yeah. So then Cotter's going to start teaching again. He reaches for some chalk, and boom, he gets hit with another mousetrap on the fingers. And that was a mousetrap he had left for Epstein as part of their pranks. And then Epstein says, "You ought to watch those practical jokes, Mr. Cotter. They can backfire on you." And everyone's laughing and laughing and laughing. So
Who can blame them? It's
there you
dynamite
go.
material.
Yeah, this was terrible. This whole issue was brutal. I love Welcome Back, Cotter. This is not Welcome Back, Cotter. I don't know what the this is.
This is
This
go away, Cotter.
never come back, Cotter. Eh. So then we turn the page here and we get Sweathog scratchings. This would be the
Yeah.
letters page, but because it's only issue 2, they don't have any letters for people, because no one's read the books yet. So instead, what they do is they give you background on all the Sweathogs, but in a weird choice, they give you background information on the real life actors.
Yes. Yeah. That was a weird one. That was a noodle
It would have been
scratcher.
so much better if they were giving background on the comics, the characters, like
I
letting you
mean,
in
the only
on.
thing I can think of is maybe they put the characters in the first issue, and this is now the actor's turn, but I don't know.
I
Otherwise,
doubt
it
it.
makes no
Yeah,
sense why they would do it that way.
yeah, because they like giving this background on John Travolta, and they're like, oh, and John like he likes. What was my favorite part here at the end? John's two major diversions are driving and flying. He owns his own plane, which he flies out of San Francisco Airport, mostly to Palm Springs, where he visits his sister on weekends. What? This is supposed to be Barbarino, the dumb guy.
Yep.
And then, so we don't need to know he has his own plane at the age of 22 or however old he is at this point. I mean, that is nuts. So, this is crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't know.
think
That's a very odd choice.
so. I think by like season 4 of Cotter, like Horschack, I think was the oldest. He was like 30, and I think Travolta was 25 at that point. So,
Oh, okay. He was slightly
so
more
Travolta
reasonable.
in his early 20s, he was flying his own plane.
Holy hell. I knew he was a pilot, but I didn't know it started that early. Like I figured he'd have to be in some, you know, bigger movies to make the money to get your own plane.
Well, he'd already been in the. When was his first big hit? But 70. But like you had to be 25 just to rent a car. He has his own plane flying from. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Holy hell. Pre
Yeah, this
9/11,
is.
you can do whatever you want with a plane.
Yeah, this is a wild time. So yeah, it's just and also they have Travolta at 6 foot 170. He seems taller than that.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they give their stats.
Yeah.
Hey, he was born February 18th, just one day after me. How about
Oh,
that?
that's a feather in your cap.
Yeah. Or a feather in his cap, you mean? And
Sure, sure. You're the most famous of the three, obviously.
I don't see him doing 2 fake radio shows a week. And yeah, Ron Palillo, 5'7", 120 pounds.
I just looked it up now. It says John Travolta is 6'2".
Yeah, I always thought he's a bigger guy. So
Yeah, he must have gained 2 inches since this comic book.
yeah. So all right, so there you go. Welcome back, Cotter. Okay, how about the writing, Jank? What do you think?
Um, yeah, it was not so good.
That's
The
terrible.
theme was very muddled. It really did not pay off in any satisfying way. The jokes were pretty corny and not great, but I guess that goes in line with the show from what I've seen. So,
No, it does not. The jokes were comedy gold on the TV show. So good.
sure.
So good. Yeah. Yeah, this is awful. None of it, not a second of it is funny.
No. And like you said, I wouldn't have noticed these things, but it sounds like they were not very in keeping with the style of comedy these characters are doing. So I don't know.
No,
What are we
not
doing
really at
here?
all. And this is actually the second comic book we've done based on well, at least a real live action TV show. Because we've also done Dino Riders, I remember, as
Yeah.
a cartoon, right? But Mike L. Miles Watson and I did an episode of the A-Team comic book. And that book was also weird. It wasn't exactly consistent with the TV show either. Um,
Yeah. I think didn't you guys do like a Star Trek issue early on too that was
oh, I think we did.
also
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
not that consistent with the show.
Yeah, that is strange how all these things
Yeah.
never live up to that. Yeah, like we said, the art, like there are panels where like Cotter always looks like Gabe Kaplan, so that was good. But the other Sweat Hogs, there are varying degrees of how similar they look to their characters. And Barbarino never once looked like Barbarino.
No,
Um,
not at all.
yeah, like the art style wasn't really fun though either. Like it wasn't very it would almost
No,
been
it's kind
better
of bare minimum.
if this was done in a style like what was that lady's name? Ramona. Remember the one who did
Mona
Metamorpho?
Flowers.
Oh,
Oh,
Fransden or Fransden or whatever. But yeah, she
sure.
did Metamorpho, like that Scooby Doo kind of art looking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that
that
would
would
have
be
helped.
very fitting. Yep. I don't think it would have saved this, but couldn't how you.
So there it is. Yeah, this might be a first in the show that 2 weeks in a row I'm going to give a one for both.
Wow.
And I
All
don't even
right.
know why I'm giving this a one because it could be a zero, but I would give it a one.
It's besmirching the name of Welcome Back, Cotter in
Yes,
your
it's
mind.
terrible.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll be generous and give it a 1.5 because we've certainly done worse things than this, I feel like, but
Mm.
it's definitely not good.
Yeah, we're at a cold spell here on the Flea Market Fantasy. 2 weeks in a row, duds. So, all right,
All
pressure's
right.
on,
Well,
Jank.
yeah, it really is now. Oh
What
God.
do you what do you got for us next week?
Well, I always like to have some things in the holster, and sometimes based off of what we do one week, maybe I'll try to tie that into the next week. And so I figured with all the giant perms going on in this week's issue, I would pick an issue of Warlock number 9, so that we could deal with the Magus, Warlock's evil permed Afro future self.
Wow. Okay. Now, Warlock number 9, you're talking Adam Warlock?
Yep,
And this is the 70s comic? Or
that's
the
right.
early 80s, I guess.
1975. This is, I guess, right when they
Oh.
kind of brought it back and Jim Starlin took over.
Oh, okay. And you said issue 9?
Yep, number
Because we
9.
did it. I think we did an issue of Warlock.
Yeah, I think you did like the first one, maybe it might have been the first issue, but it was very early on.
Yeah. All
But
right.
this also has
So,
Gamora, so we've talked about a lot of the Guardians
oh,
so far,
okay.
but we haven't really done Gamora, so she'll be in there as well as Pip the Troll, I believe.
Okay. Yep, yep, yep.
But
Yeah, because
definitely Gamora.
the one we did was before Jim Starlin was involved.
Yeah.
And so, all right. So yeah, for a second there, I was thinking Warlock from New Mutants because
Oh yeah.
didn't he also have a guy named Magus or
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird thing.
That's
They
why I
were
was
very
confused.
unoriginal there.
Yeah. So, all right, that's next week here in the big show, Warlock. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until then, don't get any jank on you.